Thanks, Lauren. Buffalo is set to host a qualifier for one of the most thrilling and intense winter sporting events this weekend, the 2014 Redbull Crashed Ice Series. It's a difficult cross sport combining the talents of skiing, skating, and speed racing. The Queen City qualifier is only one of only 8 qualifiers across the nation. Today we are joined by Buffalo native and 2013 qualifier Eddie Spiesz, who will put his speed and agility, I should say, to the test. Now, Eddie, let's get into the crushed ice because it's a sport that combines so many other sports. Red Bull is known for their incredibly exciting sporting events, but give me a rundown of what this one actually looks like.
Well, each course is completely different. Like last year, Niagara Falls had a huge, probably 50-foot hill to start it off. They actually had to cut it off because it was too big for some of even like the professional athletes to do it. But you'll see that every course pretty much starts with a downhill slope. Skaters will hit speeds about 40 miles an hour top speed, so you got to have like a good hockey background, obviously, and the people that are better at it probably have a skiing or snowboard background and train year-round.
So, you know, when we're talking about speed racing, are there more than one competitor on the track at any given time?
There's 4 at a time if you get to the final night, and they also have a team challenge, which is 3-on-3, so sometimes they have 6 people on the ice at one time, which can get pretty crowded.
Now, is there interaction between the competitors? Is there shoving, pushing to make it a little bit more difficult than it already is?
You're not really allowed to make contact, but obviously you're going to bump into people here and there, but no, you're not really allowed to make contact. That might be a little too dangerous.
So it's not a contact sport, which is pretty reassuring.
Yeah.
Now, for people out there that are maybe skiers or skaters, maybe a combination of both, the qualifier is happening here in Buffalo. Where is it happening?
It's happening at Riverside Rink tomorrow in Buffalo at 2 p.m. It's just pretty much like a flat ice obstacle course. You got to jump over obstacles, dive under cones, just go around, just test your speed. And top 2 out of 50 skaters advanced onto Minnesota, which happens February 22nd.
So now you qualified last year. Is there a big difference between the qualifier and the actual run of the event that you should maybe be aware of? Because I can imagine this is something that you'll never know what to expect until you're going down that slope yourself.
Oh yeah, it's a completely different experience. You'll see like even the fastest guys on flat ice will even struggle to just go downhill. You just got to have that balance and speed combination of both. But yeah, it's a completely different thing going downhill too.
Now, what was your favorite part of the event last year doing it?
Just the atmosphere. I mean, I think Niagara Falls brought out like 40 or 50,000 people last year, and Minnesota brought like 100,000 since it was like their second year hosting it. It got more well known. Last year, there's only probably like 30 people that came out to Buffalo, but like to try out the qualifier. Now, like this year, they had to cut it off the list because it got really popular. It's a really quick-growing sport, I'd say.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Eddie, for coming in. And if you are, prepared to brave the cold today, maybe that's a sign that for the qualifier you will be ready. Again, when is that qualifier happening?
Tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Riverside.
Tomorrow at 2 p.m. Riverside. If you think you're agile and, I would have to say, very brave, head down that way. But right now,